Hello, what's going on, everybody? It is the MG with Motivational Gaming, and today we are talking about Tavern Brawl. We're actually going to play a new version of the Tavern Brawl on Hearthstone. It is the Grand Tournament. So what this is, it's going to be essentially introducing us to the new Grand Tournament cards, not all of them, but a couple of new decks. Now they have two deck types. We have Inspire decks, and then we have the Joust deck that they're introducing in this tournament, this Tavern Brawl. So to begin, I have 11 wins. I've been playing this for a little bit just to understand the concepts a little bit. I've won my last 4 out of 5 at this moment, so maybe it's just I woke up in a good, lucky state. But so far, so good. I find that I win a lot more matches when I am Medivh, because he does control the Inspire deck versus the Hunter with the Joust deck, because the Inspire deck is a little bit more controlled in your action. I mean, when you do the Joust, it's all to luck in the game mechanics. So we're going to jump right into it and see how we do, how we fare against the other player for this one, and really just introduce you all to a couple more concepts and stuff that you can be looking forward to on August 24th when the actual Grand Tournament drops, because I've been waiting a long time to open those 50 card packs. I know some of you have as well. So we have a worthy opponent, not Roach Boy or anything like that. Let's jump into it, and I am Medivh, so this is what I can hope for. I get a good 1, 2, 3, or 4 drop. And as you can see, if you play World of Warcraft, Wrath Lich King, this is Tyrion Fordring right there holding the Ashbringer. He was the one who was overseeing the Grand Tournament before we were marching on Icecrown. This was to choose which champions we were going to use to fight the Lich King. He wanted the best, and so we were bringing the best. Now, I actually did discard a couple cards. There was Kildara Drake, which was a 6-drop. It's a 6/6, and it lets you use your hero ability as many times as you want a turn, as long as you have the mana for it. So paired with Maiden of the Lake, if you can drop both of those on 10, next turn you can, in essence, fire 10 fireballs across the field. But that's very outlandish. So this is a really good 1-drop right here. This is one of the new cards. It is the Lowly Squire. Inspire effect is gain 1 attack. So by turn 2, he's a 2/2 effectively. So we're going to drop him right here, and we're going to be polite and say greetings, because good manners, everybody, good manners. So he's a pretty good drop. They could Arcane Shot him right now. That's 2 damage and take him out. But they're going for a 2-drop, which should be the Alec, which is a 3/2. No, if it's a 2-drop secret, they're going to drop... I'll hit with him, and I'll have him return to my hand for an extra 2 mana cost. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, well knowing that this is going to be a 3 mana card in just a second. Or is it the bear? It's the bear. Yikes. Okay, so we were completely wrong on that. They have 2 different traps they can lay out in the beginning. One's a frost trap, and then there's a bear trap. The frost trap will give you your card right back, not doing any damage, but you do owe an extra 2 mana to send the card back out. Bear trap, it lets you hit them, but then you have to deal with the 3/3 taunt. I kind of almost wish that that was the 2/2, the 2 mana frost trap. And he's going to go straight to the face, which will be a big mistake, because we can Inspire onto the elephant and then hit him this actual turn. And since we do have another Lowly Squire, we're not going to play any of these cards just yet. We are, though, going to go ahead and do some damage. So now he has to deal with this guy. So next turn, I expect him to clear the board. So as you can see, these cards, they scale really well when you do. They scale really well with your Inspire ability. Oh, so this Hunter's trying to go straight to the face this turn. Sneaky, sneaky. So now we have a really interesting option available to us. We can clear the board effectively with our abilities, which I think, well, no. This is going to take a second just to figure out. This guy can be a 3 if we fireball here. But then we do lose the ability to charge. So I will end up fireballing here. This is risky. I think he might have got me in a pickle here. We would need 1 more mana to do what we wanted to do. So instead of that, I will send out Lady of the Lakes. Now he has something to focus on and try to target next turn. There we go. So now you can see Lady of the Lake, her ability. We have 2 in our deck. She reduces your hero power's cost to 1 mana. So now we have a 1 mana Fire Blast, which when we put out the Fallen Hero next turn, your hero power deals 1 extra damage, which means we can hit for a 2 damage Fireball. So they're going to continue to go to the face, which is everything that we needed them to do this turn. So now effectively this turn we can clear their board. How are you going to do that, you might ask? Well, just like this. We're going to send out the Argent Horse Rider because he has a wonderful charge ability. Oh, is this... Oh, there we go. We have our Divine Shield on. So now that changes my strategy just a little bit more. We don't want to put out Fallen Hero yet because we do want to get a Fireball off here. And to do that, we will... You know, I don't want to sacrifice this guy because he will only scale and get stronger as the game goes on. So as we can see, now he's a 3-shot. And I will probably sacrifice this Argent Jouster and go to the face. So now we do have board control once more, but that can change, like I said, any turn. That can change really, really quickly. But now you've been introduced to a little bit of the concept so far. So where was it? Yeah, Argent Horse Rider. He's effectively a... Instead of the 4/2 Paladin card, which has charge, it's a 4/2 charge with the Divine Shield. We have a 2/1 3 mana drop, so it's effectively half for it. So it's an earlier game Divine Shield charge, which is wonderful, you know. And now we have a little bit more options at this turn. So we can play the Kildara Drake right now and get to use our hero ability as many times as we want. But what I will do is play the Heckler. We don't have to worry about him anymore, and we can play our Fallen Hero. So that puts a little more pressure because now he has cards that he needs to... So instead of having taunt cards, we have cards with really good abilities that forces your opponent to act. Because if he ignores these cards, we do have a 1 mana 2 damage Fireball that we can cast essentially with our Squire that's going to get stronger and stronger every time we inspire. Now this is a card that is hard to deal with because it's a 7/4 6-drop, and if you kill it, the Joust pops up. If they lose the Joust, then it's just a regular card, but if they win the Joust, they get the card right back into their hand, which I had 3 games ago happen. I had the Skeleton Knight. I won one. I had him out. He died. I won the Joust, got him back in my hand, put him back out in the field. They cleared him again, clearing their board, but I won the Joust again, had him back in a second time. At that point, they conceded because they couldn't deal with they just couldn't deal with it. So we don't want to waste our Flame Lance at all because they do have some powerful beasts that can come out later on in the game. And what we will do is I think we'll just probably try to go face here. So since I can't double shoot yet, I'm going to put out my Kildara Drake. Now that puts pressure on him to kill my taunt and get to that Drake really fast because altogether like this, we can do a lot of damage. So you can see how powerful already. If he doesn't clear the board on us this turn or get rid of at least one of these 2 cards, the Kildara Drake or the Lady of the Lake, we can blast him for 5 damage straight with fireballs and not have to worry about a thing. So now the Hunter's in a really bad position here. What I would do if I was the Hunter is GG. No, I don't know. I don't know what they have in their hands. They could have a good taunt. If they had the Master Jouster, you would play that and hope that you can just hold out for the next turn. Hopefully Misha for them would be the best, and they did get Misha. So now we can use 2 fireballs to clear it. I hope we win this Joust. We lost the Joust, so now they have a charge. They'll take out that, and they will go for our Kildara Drake. Am I right? Am I right? No, they're going to go face, and that's what's going to cost them the match right here. So we have 8. We can use it as many times as we want this turn. 2 damage apiece. We have 8 times 2. That's 16. You do the math here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to kill that Misha off. Well played, because there we go. They just understood what was going on with all the Inspires and the card ability. So that right there is a really good concept and a little insight into what the Grand Tournament is going to be like. It's changing the game completely, and these cards have been well put together to work together with each other. You're just going to hope that you get a couple of them that can work together on the first couple packs you open on August 24th when this drops. So we have won 12 games in the past, what we've played for a day. I took a break earlier, but we've played for a day and we got 12 wins, real easy. If you understand the concepts, you got to understand when to use your Inspires, when to use your Joust, and how to play the cards effectively. Now, of course, these are 2 pre-made decks and not going to reflect anything that's going to be put together by actual players. But it was a very, very fun Tavern Brawl. Very good mode to play. So if you haven't picked up Hearthstone, download it. Try out the Tavern Brawl because a new expansion is coming out. And with the new expansion, the meta changes at least for a month or 2 before the next release. And everybody on the MG, all you gamers out there, game a little harder, have a little more fun, and this game, play is Sheldon approved. Bye-bye.